question. Russia confirmed earlier today that President Putin will meet with President Xi next week in Uzbekistan. And obviously that's one of President Xi's first trips out of China since the pandemic began. And I'm wondering if the White House sees it as a concerning signal at all that for his first major foreign trip, President Xi is choosing to meet with President Putin, and what kind of message that sends to this White House?
So, and we have said this before, I'm not going to speak to reported meetings between other countries. That's not something we're going to do here. It's not something we're going to do from the White House. But we've made clear our concerns about the depth of China's alignment and ties with Russia, even as Russia prosecutes a war of aggression on Ukraine, an unprovoked war, as we have said, a brutal war. But again, I'm just not going to respond or make comments on a meeting that other countries are having with each other.
Great.
Thanks, Karine. I'm going to follow up, I guess, on both of Salman's questions. The first was on marriage equality.
Yeah.
You said you'd leave it up to leadership. Is there a reason that you wouldn't want it as part of the continuing resolution?
Again, when it comes to the mechanism, and we've said this before, it's nothing new when we're asked about a process of a piece of legislation. When it comes to that process, that mechanism, the path forward, we leave that to the leadership.
On President Putin, he also spoke today and said that he threatened to cut off all energy exports to the West if the U.S. proceeded with its gas
This
cap.
is the gas price.
And so I'm wondering, are you concerned about that threat? Do you think it's a legitimate threat? If so, does it change your strategy at all moving forward on this? On the cap?
I think, and you've heard us say this before as well, is that this shows that Putin is again weaponizing energy by his very words, also by his actions. But the president and our partners in Europe predicted this playbook. We saw this coming, and we have been preparing for months. And we have talked through the different processes of how this price cap could look. So another thing that we have done is we've set up a task force. You've heard us talk about this with the EU back in March to work on ways to increase alternate sources of natural gas to Europe and help reduce Europe's demand for Russian energy through increased efficiency and clean energy deployment. And so that is something that we're going to continue to do to be helpful to Europe as they head into the winter months. But this process of the task force already has had a positive effect, as we've seen. Europe gas shortage will be full by the critical winter heating season. Germany will reach their target gas storage despite the Russian cuts ahead of schedule, and Europe as a whole will reach a significant higher level than last year. So again, we prepared for this. We knew this was going to be part of the playbook in Russia weaponizing energy as they have been for the past several months, and so we will be prepared for this move.